Hello, welcome to Pound for Pound, the number one boxing podcast sponsored by Premier Punt with me, Jake Wood, and him,
Mr. Spencer Oliver.
How are you, bro?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
We're getting a bit of a reaction to that now, aren't we? Have you noticed that on Twitter and that? Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it's a nice way to start the week, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Well, Wednesday morning this goes out, but
Yeah.
yeah, bro. I wanted to do something else as well with Boateng.
Oh.
Boateng. We haven't done that for a while, have we?
Well, he's not
been quiet,
he's
hasn't
not
he?
been boxing, that's why.
Do you think
But
we pushed him
Boateng-
into a shell?
What?
Boateng.
Nah, he'll as soon as he's fighting, we'll get him on. We'll
We'll get him to do it.
Yeah.
We need Boateng to go, Boateng.
Yeah. What?
But you know what I want everyone to do who's listening to this? If
Go
you're
on.
in a car or going for a run or something, roll your window down and just shout out, Boateng. That'd be quality, wouldn't it? So if you're doing it now, if you're sitting in your van or going for a run or a gym or something, just, don't have to be too loud at you and just, Boateng.
Boateng.
And if you're in a van, wind the window down and just give it, Boateng. You can give it a full one, innit?
Yeah.
Give it some welly.
and if you don't want to do that,
Oh, listen, if
you don't want to do that,
Yeah.
you could always go, yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. What, just randomly?
Randomly.
Yeah, bro. How's it going, bro? You sound like you're from Mississippi or something. Listen, should we do a competition? If you wind your window down and shout Boateng, or shout it out,
Yeah.
and if someone replies with Boateng, we'll send you a prize.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, let's do it.
So do it, but you've got to be honest with it. You can't just say someone fucking
I'll tell you what I want.
shouted back.
I want video evidence.
Oh, yeah.
You can post it on Twitter.
Yeah, so
you get
get the camera rolling, wind the window down. Boateng.
Yeah.
Obviously, don't be driving at the time. Get your mate to film
That's it.
And
And
if someone shouts back, Boateng, we'll send you a nice gift.
Yeah, we'll send them a nice signed glove or something. Should we send
Yeah.
them a nice signed glove?
Yeah.
I've got signed gloves indoors. There's so many
need to
gloves.
get rid
I've
of
got
them.
so many gloves indoors.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
All right, brilliant.
Yeah,
So we'll
let's
do
do
that.
that.
So listen, but we need video evidence. So yeah, give it a big Boateng. And if you get a Boateng back, you'll get a nice signed glove.
Yeah, a nice signed glove and a nice.
People are going to
gift of some
set this
sort.
up, aren't they, with their mate? They're going to go, yeah, let's pretend I'm driving.
Yeah, no, but if they go through the effort of setting it up,
Yeah,
I'll
fair
send them a
enough.
glove anyway.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Listen, I had a couple of footballs, signed Arsenal balls,
Yeah.
and I've had them for fucking years, and they've been up in the loft in a
Yeah.
bag. And this week, my wife has bought me a, them Perspex boxes.
Yeah.
And you set the ball on.
Yeah,
it. So I
yeah,
pumped
nice,
them
they're
up.
nice.
Yeah, like polished them all up.
Yeah,
oh,
looks good.
mate. They look the nuts.
I've done that with a couple of gloves. I've
Yeah,
got
that's what
gloves.
you got to present it beautifully.
Yeah,
haven't
I've got
you?
gloves lying everywhere, and I've got a Floyd Mayweather glove and Anthony Joshua signed glove with a picture of them both on.
And you got a Tyson glove.
and a
haven't you?
Tyson
Oh,
glove,
man.
and I've got another.
So what's
Joshua
the
glove.
prize going to be? Just any one of those?
Yeah, just give them
Yeah.
a nice glove,
All right,
man. I've got some serious gloves indoors. I mean, I ain't going to give them a crap glove. They're going to get a good
Oh, they're
glove.
going to get a good glove.
Like when I'm talking, we don't mess about it.
Brilliant.
It's a serious glove, so yeah, we'll make sure we send one on.
All right. Listen, what's been going on with you, Spencer? You told me before we started recording this, you've had a B12 shot. What's going on?
Oh no, not just recently. I said I've had one, but
Oh, I thought you
No,
said
not
you-
not recently. I was
Oh,
saying
right.
I have had a B12 because you're always ill,
Why
aren't
did
you?
you
Like,
mention that?
Because you said, "Oh, I'm not quite over this flu now."
I've had it
And
2 weeks.
I've been in this box with Jake, by the way, for you lot listening. I've been in this box with Jake when he has been seriously ill.
I'm not that well at the moment.
And you're not that well at the moment. And we seem to be in this box, which is like 3 foot by
Yeah, it's 4 foot by 4 foot. Yeah.
4 by 4, right? So there's not a lot of space in here. It gets really warm. And for some reason, I never get ill when you've been ill.
No.
So you said, you need to go to a lab.
Lab.
You need to be lab
Yeah,
tested.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, what was going on with this B12 shot?
Well, no, I've had a B12 shot, and I
Yeah.
said to you, it just makes you feel really good, and it boosts.
Where'd you have that, in the arse?
No, I didn't. I had it in the left bollock.
Yeah,
No, I did. Oh, yeah. That's another show.
You sure it wasn't a
That's another-
cosmetic procedure?
No, I had it in the arm.
Yeah.
And it boosts your immune system.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying.
How
it
many have
makes
you
it-
had in your life?
I've had 2 in my life.
Have you?
Yeah. And I don't.
What was the gap between them? Like a couple of years.
Yeah.
It wasn't that good.
No,
it wasn't
meant
like
to.
you would like rush straight back.
No, I didn't feel like it done anything to me, but I didn't get ill.
Oh, you didn't get ill?
No.
Well, you never get ill anyway. I think it's because you work with people in the gym and
Maybe.
you're always around sort
Yeah.
of people with germs, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'm like the lab kid, I send him to the lab,
Lab kid.
get him tested.
Listen, you came to the studio tonight and I showed you something in 2 boxes. You nearly shit yourself.
Honestly, I'm absolutely fucking blown away from what I've seen. So I've come into Jake's house and he went to me, yeah, we've been to the, what is it, the chicken battery, is it?
No, yeah, they're called the British Hen Welfare Trust.
Right.
I think they're on Twitter. It's at BHWT official. Now, we had chickens like a couple of years ago. They all died because they all got old, died of old age. So we've been wanting to get new chickens. But the thing is, my wife wanted to rehome ex-battery chickens.
This is incredible.
So we picked up 6 chickens at the weekend on Sunday.
This is insane.
Listen, they've never been outside, right? They've got no feathers. We'll put a picture on the Twitter, actually.
I can't believe what I've seen.
And today we've had a bit of a tragedy, to be fair.
Well, so 2 of your chickens have...
Well, we lost one of them,
right,
and 2 of them are in a bad way.
But these 2 chickens, your wife Alison showed me a video footage of these 2 chickens this morning running around.
Yeah, they're fine.
Looking all fine. I mean, they were a bit bald and that, and they didn't look particularly great, but they were healthy enough.
Yeah,
they looked running around.
they were alive.
So I've come in Jake's today. I've gone into one of your rooms, and in 2 cardboard boxes, there's these 2 chickens lying on their side with all sort of straw over them, and all I can see is the chickens' heads. But
What did you say? It was a puppet.
I thought it was a teddy or a toy. So you went, oh, watch me chickens, they're sick.
Yeah.
And I thought you was fucking around. So I'm looking at this thing and I went, that's a teddy.
Yeah.
Because he had his eyes shut and all that. And you went, no, look, it's breathing. And to my amazement, it was breathing.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? I've never seen anything like this. Is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen.
That's a chicken in a box.
There's
isn't
a
it?
chicken in a box covered in straw with their little heads out, and it was
Poor
insane.
little things.
So yeah, and I said to you, like, Jake, that's the maddest thing. I can't believe you've gone to this extent to try and save these chickens, basically.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's probably one of the kindest things that anybody's ever done for a chicken. I mean, you've got to see these chickens. They're in these boxes and they've got all this straw over them.
It's not velvet lined or anything.
No, but I mean,
it's
but you're making an effort. Fucking hell.
Well, it's a good thing, isn't it? You know, like, these battery hens, like, I think the thing with them is they keep them for 18 months, right?
Yeah.
They're never let outside, right? So they got artificial light. I think they keep them lit for 18 hours because they just want them to lay. They're packed in so tight they peck each other and there's no room to move
cruel,
about. Yeah, it's rough. And then after 18 months, they basically kill them. So the British Hen Welfare Trust, they collect them all from all the factories and that. And they put a shout out on Twitter and Facebook and whatever. So if you want any chickens, come down and collect them. I think you make a £5 donation for each chicken.
Yeah.
And you pick up these things that have got, no feathers. Yeah, they're scared out of their wits. They've never been outside.
That's mad.
Never. And that's part of the problem that why they're suffering, why they're so cold, is because they've never been in and out of a coop. So, like, last couple of days, we've had to lift them up, lift them in. Like, literally, they don't know what to do.
Alison said that some of them, they've never had their feet on the floor, some of them, she was saying.
Yeah. And there was a helicopter that went over the house today. And these chickens were like, all their necks went up straight. And they were like, they've never seen one.
Wow.
Never seen a helicopter.
Honestly,
like a big bird for them, isn't it?
I could not believe what I saw when I saw those chickens now. I mean, fair play to you trying to revive them. But
So listen, we brought them in out of the cold.
Yeah.
3 of them are still out in the coop. They're fine. But the problem is, if they get cold, they don't know what to do.
because they've got no feathers on them, right?
Yeah, but
they've got no feathers on them.
But they don't know to go into the coop and go in the hay because they just don't know because they've never been. They literally sit there. They don't know what to do. They're not like a normal chicken. But the amazing thing, apparently, after a couple of months, they get all their feathers back and then they just like regular chicken. They're laying. We've had quite a few eggs out of them already.
Wow.
So listen, we'll give you an update on the chickens next week. And hopefully they'll pull through. But,
I'm just honestly, I was blown away from it.
Pray for the chickens.
Yeah, hashtag pay for the chickens, man.
Pray.
Yeah, no, it was quite a sad thing to see.
Listen, if they come through,
I thought they were fucking teddies.
I'm going to call one of them Spencer if it comes through.
Please.
Please. Listen, I saw you with Johnny Nelson in the gym,
Yeah.
Spencer. Nice picture of you in there, and you said big news to come.
Yeah.
So what's going on?
Yeah, so myself, Johnny Nelson, and another guy, John Arnold, who's sort of mastermind behind it all as well, have started up a One Boxing management group. So One Boxing is Oliver Nelson Elite Boxing. And we're just going to look after fighters. Look, we're both ex-fighters ourselves, so we know.
Yeah, wealth of experience.
Yeah, wealth of experience, and we just believe that we're in a position where we can sort of direct a lot of kids. You know, whether you're a seasoned pro, whether you're a champion, or whether you're starting out, I think we've got the ability to direct them in the right places. We've got great contacts with all the promotional teams, you know, with Eddie and MTK, etc., and Frank Warren. So, you know, we've got the ability to be able to sort of help these kids out, and it's something we both fancy doing. You know, so
Great
idea. That's what we want to do.
Yeah, and I mean the combination of you and Johnny. That's from my point of view, looking at it, that's a dream team, isn't it? A lot of the experiences you both had, you know the game inside out, the pair of you.
Yeah,
and the advice you're able to give a young fighter and carve a career or point him in the right direction. I think it's going to be amazing, man.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, listen, Johnny's sort of been on an amazing journey himself, as I did as well. And I think that, you know...
You've seen all sides of the sport, haven't you?
Seen all sides of the sport, and we've both been working in the media now for a number of years, 20-odd years plus. So we know what goes on the other side of the... Of things as well. So I just think that we've got a lot to offer these guys. So yeah, anyone looking for a new management team, anyone looking for a new manager, give us a call. Myself, Johnny Nelson, One Boxing, and yeah, we can help you out.
So they can give us a shout on our Twitter, can they, @PoundPodcast, or your Twitter @Spencer Oliver. Get in touch with you, what's happening? Have you signed anyone yet? Are you still early days?
Yeah, early days. We've literally just been we had the lawyers and solicitors sorting everything out. We're up and running now. We're established. We've got the company name, and we're in talks with a couple of people, and
beautiful.
The future's looking good. That's what Johnny come down. Johnny come down on Sunday. Actually, he come down to the gym. We was just going over the last couple of things, and we're ready to go now,
Brilliant. So listen, if anyone listening is a boxer or knows anyone in the game and would like to be represented by Mr. Spencer Oliver and Mr. Johnny Nelson, what a fucking dream team that is, then don't hesitate to get in touch, because that is going to be exciting. We'll keep up to date with that, Spencer. How all that's going over the coming months and coming year, and wish you every success with that.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
We had Mr. Tyson Fury last week, so we should just mention the reaction to that, because he always makes a big splash, doesn't he?
He does. We love Tyson Fury. Listen, the guy, honestly, he's just such a cool guy. I think he's sort of, where he's at in his career at the moment, where he's been to, where he's got to. Is inspirational for anybody. You know, everyone loves Tyson Fury at the moment, and he just seems to be marketing himself so well. Then he's done the WWE. He was so honest on the episode as well, talking about his sort of life up till now. And it was a brilliant episode. I love Tyson Fury. You've got to respect everything that he's done.
And his book has gone to number 1.
Yes, and the audio from Mr. Jake Wood. I mean, what was the response on that, by the way? Because I've seen a few people actually tweeting about that. Actually, there's people out there listening.
Charlie Edwards, I think, tweeted out, didn't he, saying he loved listening to the book and it worked really well with me reading it. So that was lovely.
Yeah,
so,
brilliant.
Feedback's been good. Yeah, I like to think I play a small part of that book being number 1, but probably not.
Well, I think you have.
Listen, mentioning the Furies, very excited about our guest this evening, Mr. Peter Fury, uncle to Tyson. He was, helped orchestrate the win over Klitschko, didn't he? Back a few years ago now.
Yeah, it was a few years ago now. It's when Tyson really established himself, wasn't it? It was
amazing.
A big underdog, went over to Germany and, turned Klitschko over. Give him a boxing masterclass. And, Peter was to do part of that team then. We're very fortunate to get Peter on. We had Tyson on last week. We're sticking with a Fury buzz and going on with Peter Fury. And he's got a fantastic story, Peter, as well. I mean, what a colourful character. He's a man of few words, Peter. He doesn't really say too much. He's a guy, like, when you see him out and about, and we see him at the shows, now we see him all the time at the shows, don't we? And you speak to him, he's very polite. He's a lovely guy. He's got a really nice nature about him, a really nice way about him, but he's a man of few words. So I I, like yourself, thought, what a great guy to get on, because no one really knows the guy himself.
Yeah, I mean, whenever I've seen him interviewed, Spence, I've always thought that he's extremely knowledgeable.
Yeah.
As you say, a man of few words, but what he does say is very clear and concise. And I've always found him really honest as well, in terms of that, you know, not. I think his perception of other boxers is incredible, you know, to read a game and to you know, tactically, I think he's very strong. But also I think he's very honest in terms of his own fighters as well. You know, if they've not had a good performance, he's the first one to say so. And I've always respected that about him.
Yeah.
You know, the ability to say, you know, where perhaps your man needs to sort of improve. And, you know, I know with Hughie Fury last time out against Pulev, he sort of was very honest about that performance, I think. And yeah, I've always respected that about him, and I think it'll be an interesting interview tonight, and I'm looking forward to hearing what he's got to say. He looks after Savannah Marshall now and Hughie Fury. He's just got the two of them. Hughie's got another fight in Monte Carlo Saturday week on the 30th of November against Pavel Sauer, which I think really is probably kind of rebuilding fight, and after that loss to Pulev. But yeah, interesting times.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, Hughie's only a young man. And they've had they had the confidence to put him in and mix him at world level. He's proved that he can compete at world level.
I think people forget, sorry Spencer to jump in, he's still only 25 years old. And you look at the level of opposition he's been in with, he's done a lot, hasn't he, in his few years.
Listen, Joseph Parker, he pushed right to the wire. A lot of people even felt that he'd won that fight. They had the confidence to put him in there, for, you know, had belief in his ability, and he proved that he belongs at world level. Alexander Povetkin last time out, he was winning the fight after 8 rounds. I thought he had the fight in the bag, and he just let it slip in the last quarter of the fight. But
sorry,
again,
did I say Pulev, didn't I?
Yeah, you did
Fucking
say Pulev.
No,
yeah.
so it's Povetkin. So before you tweet in, let us know. We got loads of tweets actually last week. You see, because you said Josh Kelly.
Yeah, but I don't know where Josh Kelly come from. I think there's so many boxing names flying around in your head. But yeah, I did actually see that, and I thought,
you saw that, yeah.
Fucking,
but listen, I'll get fucking tweets for that Pulev.
Did I say Josh Kelly? Did I say Josh Kelly though? Because I can't remember actually saying that.
Yeah.
But didn't remember that.
Don't remember. Yeah, no, we got loads of tweets.
So anyway, my apologies for that one.
Listen, I should apologise for saying Pulev.
Yeah, well, don't worry, we Povetkin.
Povetkin, that's right, yeah.
But yeah, he had the ability, they had the confidence to put him in with Povetkin. They thought it was a calculated gamble that didn't pay off, but Hughie proved again that he belonged there. And he's just not got over that final hurdle at the moment. But I think with Peter's guidance, he's definitely got the opportunity to, I think he definitely have the ability, to go on and maybe even win world honours. You know, people must remember that he is only 25 years of age. He's got a whole career still in front of him. You know, there's a good 10 years left in the tank there. And if he keeps improving, he's going to be, you know, he's going to take some beating.
I'm just looking back and actually did lose to Pulev, but that was October last year. And yeah, obviously, as we know, last time out, lost to Povetkin. But the experience he's gained with those fights, Spencer, I think it's put him in a really strong position. And I think if you listen to the interviews that Peter's given about Hughie, you know, over the last couple of months, in terms of where they're aiming for and what they're trying to build on, I think there's every hope there that you know, that he can use that experience that he's gained over that time to push himself forward.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
he's still so young, and he's got to be, you know, for that age, he's got to be one of the most experienced heavyweights at that age in the world, I would say, at the moment.
Yeah, he's got a wealth of experience behind him, and like I say, he's still got a bright future in front of him. If they can work on a couple of aspects that need working on, you know, he needs to be sort of a little bit more ruthless about his approach. There was a couple of times when he boxed Povetkin, he had Povetkin hurt, and he didn't jump on him. And I think that once you install that ingredient in there as well, then it takes him to a whole new level again. So, I mean, Peter's he's a great judge of a fight, and he knows how to work fighters out, and he would have looked at that, and I'm sure he's going to tell us. But they will have gone away and they would have worked on that. You know, Peter knows what he's doing. He's been in the game for a long time, and I think with his experience, he can really push Hughie on.
Yeah, good stuff. I'm really interested to hear what he's got to say. Peter Fury coming up very soon. But listen, before we get to Peter, we are going to be talking to Barry the Bookie, our new sponsors, Premier Punt. Last week they were giving away money, giving away free £5 bets.
Listen,
He said if it goes well, he's going to do it again.
Yeah.
So we'll ask him that.
Yeah.
And then also he's obviously got some boosts for the fights coming up this coming weekend. Callum Smith versus John Ryder for the WBA World Super Middleweight title and a WBC Diamond. Also Ring Magazine is on the line for that. So Callum Smith putting it all on the line. John Ryder, huge opportunity for him, and so we'll talk about the odds with Barry there, and also we've got the Wilder Ortiz 2 fight coming up Saturday night, and that's going to be very exciting. So we'll check out the odds.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity with these fights. I mean, they're interesting fights, if I'm honest. They're both interesting. Ortiz had Wilder down before in the last fight. It was probably a punch or two away from winning it. Wilder pulled it back round and eventually stopping Ortiz, I think, in the 10th round. Will we get a similar sort of result? Can Ortiz do it? Ortiz is a dangerous southpaw, man. That's a dangerous fight for Wilder, that. And John Ryder obviously improving since he's moved up to super middleweight. I mean, he lost that split decision to Rocky Fielding for the British title, but since then
he's been a real roll since then, hasn't he? He's
gone from strength to strength.
He's had knockouts in his last 4 fights.
He has.
So well deserving of this shot, isn't it? And that is a fascinating matchup. We'll talk about that a little bit after we talk to Peter. We'll sort of break that down. But should we get Barry on?
Let's do it. Let's get Barry the bookie on. Barry, how are you, mate?
All right, boys. How are we doing?
Yeah, we're good. We're good, Barry. How are you doing, mate? How's them old £5 free bets going?
To be honest, for the last 24 hours, I've not been able to sit down properly. One of your listeners has basically had my trousers and pants down and dry humped me for 11 grand.
No way.
What, one of our punters?
So listen to this, right? So
Bloody
we gave a free £5 out. Well, one of them's come on, had a little go on a slot, got it up to 600 quid. We thought, you know what? Good luck to him. Good luck to him. Then he's had over 3 goals for England in the England game. Yeah. And then last night, obviously, had a few shandies, thought he'd have another little go. He turned it into 11 grand on the slots again.
No way.
What, this free £5 bet?
From a free £5.
Bloody
I tell you what, I'm standing up right now because my arse is killing me.
Wow. Well,
that's mad, man.
Really?
That's crazy. See? So how's it all going anyway, Barry? They are a lot of people signing up?
Yeah, mate. Look, it's gone so well. Look, besides the one guy, good luck to him. You know what? He's had his money out, and I just wish him all the best. And I'm glad the promotion's done him
Listen,
good.
Can I just say, Barry, if you are listening, if you've had that 11 grand away, get in touch, will you? We'd love to. We'd love to get you on the podcast and hear about that.
We'd love you to buy us dinner.
Don't worry about that. We'd just love to hear it. So get in touch with us on Twitter and Instagram at Pound Podcast. Let us know how you won the 11 grand out of a £5. That's incredible.
Yeah, madness. Yeah. So what are we doing? Is that run out now? That special, Barry, or are we continuing it?
We got to continue it. I've got to get some money back, right? So let's do it again. So again, the first 1,000 went really quick, and obviously, being the biggest boxing podcast in the world, you would expect that to happen.
That's it. Free money. That's it.
So free money. You know what? I must enjoy being dry humped, so let's do it again.
Listen, so just explain quickly to the punters, in case they never listened last week, they haven't listened to that. Just explain to us, mate, how do people go on and get this free bet?
Very simple process, and so you go on to premierpunt.com, you basically sign up a regular account, and then in the promotion code, just put in letters, pound for pound, and a 5 will be in your account. Gives you a chance to have a look around the site, play a bit of roulette or blackjack, or have a punt on whether you want to punt on the boxing or football, whatever you want to do, you can do.
So you don't have to just bet on boxing for this, by the way. You can bet on anything you like.
Absolutely. This is your chance to give Premier Punt a bit of a going over, have a look at it, see if you fancy having a go with us, and supporting Pound for Pound and Premier Punt and Barry the Bookie. That's what we're trying to do.
All right, that's fantastic.
Listen, Barry, we've got obviously a couple of huge fights coming up this Saturday night. Callum Smith versus John Ryder, and also out in America, Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz 2. They're going to be great fights, those. We've got any specials on those, Barry?
We have, mate, actually, yeah. So, obviously, they're pretty huge fights going on. So what we're doing is we're giving a free... a £10 money back offer on both those fights for correct round betting only. So if you have a tenner on Wilder and knock him out in the third, and it don't come in, you get your money back.
Wow.
So it's a free spin, basically.
Free spin, free £10 spin. Shit, Barry, what's going on?
Hold on, Baz. Hold on, Barry. So if I go, right, I fancy Deontay Wilder to knock Luis Ortiz out in round 7, I'm going to have a little punt on that. And he knocks him out in round 8. You're going to give me my money back?
No, if it goes the distance. Only if it goes the distance.
If it goes the distance. Still, that's not a bad bet, though, is it?
Bet, yeah. So if it goes the distance and I've had it to knock him out in certain round, I'll get my money back.
You do.
Beautiful.
You do. I was going to get to that. It's not all free money the whole way. You know?
No.
Yeah.
People will start calling you Santa Claus soon.
Tell me about it, mate. I feel like him at the moment.
Brilliant.
You've got a big sack in you, Barry?
Less of a big sack this week after your punters completely emptied my load.
He's had it away. He's
been kicked in the bollocks, old Barry. They're a bit swollen, eh?
I'd love to hear from that guy. Who the fuck is that?
To be honest, it feels like he's emptied his load in me. To be honest. That's what it feels like.
What area is he in? Do you know where he's at?
We can't say that.
Right.
No, we can't.
Right.
It's not allowed. I'd love to. I'd love to put his name out on the airways.
We'll get him on the podcast. We'll find out. We'll ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah, get him on.
We'll get him on.
Brilliant. All right. So what else have we got? So we've got.
You know what? It's early doors for the relationship with us. With us. And one thing I thought would be quite interesting if we had, and maybe we do something for charity. I don't know what you guys think, but we put the money up for charity. But maybe have a bit of a tipping contest between the two of you.
Nice.
Where you pick. So say we pick the Wilder the Wilder fight at the weekend.
Yeah.
You boys maybe pick a range of rounds you think he's going to win in or lose or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
And over let's say until the end of the year, and then Premier Punt will give. Whoever wins will give, I don't know, 500 quid to the charity of their choice. How about that?
That sounds great, mate.
That sounds beautiful.
That sounds
listen,
really
should we give him that? Listen, I'll say Wilder rounds 9 to 12.
Yeah, and I'm going to say Wilder wins by KO in round 6 to 8.
So we're giving. So if that's the case, a KO for Wilder is, I think it's 10 to 1 right now on Premier Punt.
Yeah.
And Spencer, yours is what, 6 to 8? So that's 6 to 1. So you get 6 to 1, which I think for a range is actually bloody good odds.
That's pretty good, that is.
Now, on top of that, obviously, there's lots of other stuff going on the weekend. What we've done as well for not just for pound listeners, but also for everybody, we've put up 8 price boosts that are without doubt the best odds you'll find anywhere on the internet for boxing. So have a look on PremierPunt.com. You'll see a little boxing tab. Click on that, and you'll see some absolutely standout prices if you are a real boxing punter.
Wow.
So that's something to go after for the pound for pound crew.
Yeah, sounds great, mate. Listen, we know the old boxing punters. We know they like a bet. And, let's get to Premier Punt and get your bets on.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
I'll be checking that out after the show.
I'll be all over that, mate. I think that Smith as well. I'll tell you another good one as well. Smith by KO in rounds 1 to 4 at 9 to 2 on Premier Punt. That's a good bet as well.
Yeah, as I say, we've really boosted the odds because we really want to interact with the pound for pound listeners because obviously you've got such a wide and varied audience. So I think that's a cracker, you know.
Brilliant.
Oh,
All right, cool. So we've still got this free £5 up for grabs at the moment. You're doing that again this week, and you've got some amazing price boosts.
Don't say too much, please.
So that's premierpunt.com. Put in the code pound for pound, all one word. And you get your free £5 bet.
Yeah,
so good luck. Hopefully, you can fucking get 11 grand out of that, hopefully.
And it is. Oh, you have to, please, can you stop going on? Jeez. I remember, sorry, just to reiterate, it's the first 1,000 people that do it.
Wow.
So if you go in there and it doesn't work, that means you actually left it a bit too late.
Yeah, because they flew out last week, didn't they, Barry? So so we're doing it again.
48 hours, just under, because obviously people download the podcast during certain times.
Great.
But
brilliant.
I would imagine it's the same for this week as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So get on it. Listen, if you're listening to this, like I said to you last week, whatever you're doing, pull over, stop running, get your phone out, do premierpunt.com, put the code in, get your free £5 bet, because everyone's doing it and going to run out. So.
That's it. Where you go. Go and give Barry the bookie and have a kick in the bollocks.
I'll be like this next week.
Listen, Barry, we're still working on your theme tune, by the way, so we'll have that with you very soon.
I've got some ideas for that, but we'll have a chat about that.
Brilliant.
Happy days.
All right, Barry. I'll speak to you soon, my man. Speak to you next week.
Nice one, boys. Great show again. Speak to you next week.
Cheers, mate.
Barry.
Bye,
Take
mate.
care.
Bye, bye.
Lovely. Big thank you to Barry, the bookie, for coming on. He's going to be good fun, isn't he, Barry?
Yeah, he is, mate. He's a larger than life character.
Yeah.
When we was first approached by Barry about doing this teaming up with him with Premier Punt, I thought, yeah, all right, this might be all right. We met up with him and straight away I thought, yeah, he's going to have a little bit of banter in him, and he's certainly
loves
got
it,
that.
doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy.
And listen,
yeah.
if you're a guy listening or girl listening who's won 11 grand off Barry in the last week, please do get in touch.
Yeah.
We'd love to get you on next week and we'll hear your story, because that's a proper bit of money out of a £5 bet.
Listen, it happens. It does happen. It's mad, isn't it?
Now, let's, without further ado, we'll get to our guest this week, Mr. Peter Fury. We sort of talked about him in the intro. Really excited about getting him on. As we know, Hughie Fury's got a big fight against Pavel Sauer, November the 30th, Monte Carlo. We'll ask him about that. And, how did he get into boxing? Where did it all begin? So, let's get him on.
Yeah, let's do it. Peter, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thank you.
How are you, Peter? Listen, thanks for coming on the podcast, mate.
Good, thank you, no problem.
You sound like you're abroad. Where are you?
I'm in Holland in training camp with Hughie and Savannah.
Oh, brilliant. How's it all going over there?
Yeah, it's going fantastic. We got here yesterday. Obviously, we've been coming to Holland for quite a few years, so got friends over here, and they're making us very welcome.
Oh, brilliant. So Hughie's got his big fight coming up on the 30th of November against Pavel Sauer. How's the training going for that? Really good?
Training's going good. You're going to see a lot of changes in Hughie. So really excited about it, and training's going well.
Brilliant. So and what is Savannah? Is she boxing on the same bill?
She's not boxing, no, but she's out here. She's training all the same. So I think she boxes now, probably February next year.
Okay, so, Hughie last boxed against Povetkin back in August this year.
That's right.
It was a close fight, wasn't it? It was one of those fights I thought he was winning quite comfortably at the beginning, and Povetkin just seemed to come back towards the end of the fight. Have you done some big changes since then?
We've done quite a few changes with Hughie, so he can basically get his shots up a lot better, and he needs to be a lot more aggressive in certain areas. So we've done, there are some dramatic changes coming, and I think, quietly we're confident. I think people will be a little bit surprised when he fights again.
Yeah, I think people forget how young Hughie is, Peter, don't they? I mean, he's still 25 years old. He's had a wealth of experience, and he's fought Povetkin, Pulev, Joseph Parker. He's fought some of the biggest names in the sport, and the experience he's got from that. I mean, in terms of heavyweight, where he's at, he's still quite young, isn't he? Really.
Well, the thing is, what people don't realise is this is not a young fella that's getting wiped off the canvas and getting annihilated. These are all learning fights in the bank, which are going to hold him in very good stead in the future.
Yeah.
So it's not because the opponents are too good for him; it's what he's not doing enough himself. So he's not overawed, or it's just because of what he's not doing himself, which he's falling short at times. So that's what we're correcting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But look, until you get wet, you don't see the flaws, do you?
No. I mean, he turned pro in 2015, so in short space of time, as Jake said, he's boxed some big names out there. I mean, you must have a lot of confidence in his ability, Peter, to be boxing at that sort of level in a relatively early stage of his career.
Well, he ticks the boxes. He's got a good chin. He's he's a tough kid, and he's learning all the time. So yeah, like I said, he'll give anybody a run for the money on a world stage. So he belongs on a world stage. He's proven that. So now it's a case of just fine tuning really, and benefiting from that experience he's had.
Yeah, he's got it all ahead of him, isn't he? And as you say, Pete, he's not getting blown away in those fights, is he? Against world class opposition. So as long as he continues to learn and progress, I think he's got it all ahead of him, isn't he? Potentially.
He has. So as long as he keeps improving, and hopefully in Monaco we'll see some big changes, because I believe some big changes are needed, and I think we'll see them on the 30th.
And Pavel Sauer, I mean, what do we know? Not a lot of people will have heard of this guy before. What do we know about him? Is he a tough opponent?
He's awkward, and he's pretty durable, and he throws quick shots. I wouldn't class him as on a world level. He's a good probably a gatekeeper type of fella. So, he's decent. He'll give anybody a run for the money. So we expect to get some good rounds out of him.
Mm.
So listen, Pete, how did it all start for you? Obviously we know about the Fury family, sort of massive in the boxing world. Did you used to box yourself? Is that how is that how you started?
We've always been in our boxing gyms as young kids, and I didn't have many fights at all. A few amateur fights, a professional fight, but our life was different back then because we had families to look after and earn our living. So when we developed and got on in the world, we settled down. And with these young ones now, they've been in gyms, so they've been able to dedicate because of. But when we was younger, it was a lot different. We never had that.
You didn't have the time to dedicate yourself to the sport, if you like.
Yeah, exactly. We was moving up and down, married young and everything else. So we never had the time to dedicate as much as what the young ones are doing today. But they're excelling and doing very well. It just shows you when you dedicate and concentrate to a sport, how well travelling communities are doing now.
Yeah. I mean, you've got Tyson Fury obviously flying the flag, the heavyweight king, looking to regain his titles in February. Hughie Fury's doing great things as well. And you've got young Tommy Fury coming through, and I think he's got a bout coming up soon as well, isn't he? December the 6th, he's making a return back into the ring.
I believe so. There's them names you talked about. There's other young travellers in the community as well. So I think the boxing in the travelling community is thriving at the moment.
Yes, I think with Billy Joe Saunders as well leading the way. It's sort of it must be inspiring the young kids to come through, mustn't it? The next generation, if you like.
Well, this is it, because the young kids are looking at all of these names and they want to replicate it, and always they want to do as good, if not do better. So it's great for boxing.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned there about the travelling community in the boxing. When I was boxing, Pete, back in the day, back in the sort of 90s, when I was boxing as an amateur, 80s and 90s, I mean, the travelling community were unbelievable amateur boxers, but not a lot of them ever seemed to turn pro because of, like you said, they were going out doing different things, going to work. But now there seems to be a big surge in professional boxing with the travelling community, didn't there? I think with Tyson and Billy Joe sort of leading the way and opening it up. You go look around the amateur gyms now and the travelling community. I mean, it's incredible. The kids are just doing so well.
Well, exactly. And years ago, they'd have amateur fights and then they'd be made get the living and everything else, so the boxing would go by the wayside. But now they know if they can do well in the professional sport, there's more money in boxing than what there is with the work they're doing. So it's a good transition because it shows that other travellers has done it, so why can't they do it? So it's having a big impact.
Yeah, sure. I mean, what's the long-term plan for Hughie? He's got this fight against Pavel Sauer coming up on the 30th. I mean, where do you want to throw him back into the world title mix after that, or do you want to go down a different route, sort of British, European? I mean, where do you want to take him?
Well, we're just going to keep him busy, keep him improving, and hopefully after this fight he can fight again in February. Just keep him active and busy and get him in good fights again. So maybe this fight and another fight and he's ready again. So like I said, hopefully next year he'll get some kind of a world title shot or get a mandatory position or whatever. So that's the type of... He's not looking to mess around, or he's 25 years of age now. So like I said, he's got all the experience. So maybe 2-3 fights, those back end of next year, hopefully he'll get his chance.
Keep busy in the ring. Is Hughie pretty good between fights, keeping himself in shape, Peter?
Yeah, he's always in the gym. If he's not with me, he's with a friend of ours who does strength and conditioning, so he's always busy, he's always training. So really, he's always in the gym. Yeah,
great.
So who else are you training at the moment, Pete? I know you're training Savannah Marshall. She's flying at the moment as well. She's 8-0, 6 KOs. She got a number 2 ranking with the WBA, so she must be having a world title shot coming up sometime soon.
Yeah, exactly. Like Eddie said after her last fight, these type of opponents, she's blowing them away. So I think maybe, she is ready for a world title. I don't know. Maybe she'll have another fight and then definitely a world title. So Savannah Marshall will be a world champion next year. I'm not confident with her. So she's flying. She is.
Yeah, she's looking sharp every time she gets out, Pete. And I think you're right. I think 2020 she'll Yeah, get a world title, I'm sure of it.
I remember doing some stuff with myself, Adam Smith, and Johnny Nelson. We went up to the GB camp, and Savannah had this amazing history as an amateur. Actually, she boxed. She won a world gold medal. Then she boxed in the Olympics, and every time she won a title, she failed in the next competition because the pressure was on her shoulders.
Yeah.
I think she had confidence issues back then in the day, didn't she? We remember going up to see her, but she seems to be over those now. Is that the case?
Yeah, 100%. You know, when she first come, she was a little bit like within herself a little bit, but she's grown so much to the professional game, you know, and now she's like a seasoned professional, like she's been at it for years. So she's developing. She's got superpower in the shots, and you know, it's a punch selection. You know, she has got it all. So, like I said, very, very interesting to see just how far she can go, because I don't see there's nothing on the horizon that's going to upset Savannah Marshall at the moment. So, like I said, we're looking forward to getting a world title and probably unifying that division and then dropping down for a mega fight at middleweight.
Sure. I mean, who does she spar with when she's up there sparring? Does she spar with other women, or does she spar with the men as well?
No, I've got to say she can't spar with the women, because the women, they can't hold a candle to her. You know, she's got too much power for them. So she spars middleweight to super middleweight, even up to cruiserweight. So
Really?
she's tough. She has open spars with men. So
Really?
An idea.
God, you wouldn't want to be coming home to her then, would you? You wouldn't want to be late coming home with her.
No, whoever gets there for a wife has got to be prepared to do the washing, the cooking, and everything else.
Brilliant.
That's fun.
That's brilliant. So everything's going well out there in Holland at the moment, yeah?
You know, look, it's good to be back here. We got a lot of history. I'm training with in Dennis Crowell's gym with Rico Verhoeven, Albert Kraus, and all them boys. So it's good to be back, and we've had such a good welcome here. So Huey will finish the last 2 weeks of his camp here, and then we'll fly straight from here into Monaco for his fight.
Wow. So what's the weather like out there at the moment?
Same as England, shite.
Brilliant.
Yes, come.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
All right, mate. Well, that's great news, man. And yeah, listen, we wish you all the best, Peter, with everything that's going on. We wish Huey all the best. Savannah Marshall's flying at the moment. Yeah, you're doing a great job, mate. You really are. Have you got anyone else coming through?
No, I'm not really interested. I'm just concentrating with Huey and Savannah, and you know, if I can get them to be world champions, that'll do me, I think.
Wow,
so,
yeah.
Like I said, I'm just busy. My full concentration's in them too. And, you know, God willing, they'll achieve world titles.
Yeah, sure. So just before we leave you, mate, Tyson's got the big fight, the return with Wilder in February, February the 22nd. Is it February 22nd?
Yeah.
How do you see the fight going, mate?
You know, I don't do predictions, and I think it should be a good fight, and both will have learned a lot from the last fight.
Sure.
And, you know, made the best man win it.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, listen, we really appreciate you taking your time out of training camp out there in Holland, Peter, and always a pleasure speaking to you, mate.
Yeah, and if I don't speak to you beforehand, have a very nice Christmas.
Yeah, you too,
Thanks,
mate. God
Pete.
bless.
You too, mate. Thanks for your time. And, yeah.
And you, all the
right.
very best.
Yeah,
Take care,
cheers,
bye-bye.
mate. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Lovely. And a big thank you to Peter Fury for coming on the show. Yeah, you said before the interview, Spencer, man, a few words. Yeah, but I still found it really interesting. And
He's
I've got a lot of time for Peter.
Yeah, I have as well. So much time for him. He's, like I said, he's just a genuinely lovely guy. And yeah, I do find him fascinating to speak to. He's a colourful character, and he is a man of few words. But yeah, I thought he was really good there. I thought it was a great little interview.
Yeah,
enjoyed
good,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah,
of course.
really enjoyed it.
Really good.
Yeah.
Right now we've got a big night of boxing coming up this Saturday night in Liverpool. Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Fucking terrible, that.
Nah, I've got a good Scouse accent.
You've been working
I
on it, have you?
Well, not have been working on it. I just like
I'm sure we've done this before, but go on.
Yeah, we haven't, we?
Go on, give us your Liverpool.
Liverpool.
That's fucking terrible. Is that what you can say?
Hey, they do that down there, though, don't they? Though, don't they? Though. It's not bad.
It's passable.
Yeah.
Sounds a bit Welsh.
What's yours?
Fucking hell, lad. Fucking hell, lad. Hey? Fucking terrible,
They
isn't
do
it?
that down there, though. Don't. Hey, lad.
Anyway,
anyway.
listen, we'll get some tweets on that. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Listen, we've got Callum Smith versus John Ryder. It's going to be a great fight.
Yeah.
WBA World Super Middleweight title, WBC Diamond, and Ring Magazine. What's your thoughts about the fight? Are you going up there, Spence?
No, I'm not going up there. Actually, it's I've got one of rare week off, if I'm honest, this weekend. Because there's so much going on. Obviously, going out to Saudi, etc. It's going to be an amazing experience. Loads of stuff going on. But yes, I've got this weekend off, but I will be watching it because it's a great show. We've got Chris Glover versus Chris Ballum Smith for the Commonwealth Cruiserweight title on the undercard as well. I'm really looking forward to that. 50-50 fight. Anthony Fowler versus Harry Scarf again. Looking forward to Anthony Fowler getting back in the ring, seeing what he's like.
Especially in his hometown. I mean,
Yeah.
the atmosphere is going to be incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fowler, Smith, all these guys in the hometown. And, Liverpool, huge fight fans out there. And, I've always enjoyed whenever I've gone up there to watch a boxing. It's just a mental atmosphere, isn't
It's
it?
going to be a nutty atmosphere up there. Nutty atmosphere. And James Tennyson versus Craig Evans. Another great fight as well. So, really good card up there. And like you say, the Scouse fans, they are they
So
appreciate
passionate,
boxing.
aren't they?
They like no other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love going to the Echo Arena and I love being at the O2. But when you go up there, there's something really special
Well, we've
about
seen
that place.
Bellew fight up there, haven't we,
Oh.
in the past, and that was always incredible nights, wasn't
Yeah,
it? And really good. Listen, what's your thoughts about the main event, Callum Smith, John Ryder? Do you think Callum's going to be too big for John?
Listen, you'd be stupid not to think that. I think that Callum Smith, established himself in that World Boxing Super Series as the number one super middleweight in the world. The way he dismantled George Groves in the final, and George Groves, he said that he had injuries going in, which we sort of knew about with the shoulder, etc. But the way that Callum Smith
Fantastic
done it
performance,
was
wasn't it?
incredible, mate.
Yeah,
it really was, because Groves is a top
dismantled
class
him, didn't
fighter.
he?
Yeah,
The body shots, the shot selection.
just systematically broke him down, didn't he? And he sort of established himself as the number one super middleweight. John Ryder, by the way, like I said earlier on, since losing to Rocky Fielding for the British super middleweight title, has bounced back with good wins over Jamie Cox. Beal Akaway in his last fight was a great performance as well.
He's
and
had
I think
four knockouts in his last four matches since the Rocky Fielding fight. And after that Fielding fight, Spence, you would have questioned, where could John go from there?
Sure.
But he's really rebuilt, hasn't he? And he's sort of, if anyone deserves this shot, Callum Smith's titles, it's definitely John Ryder. He's definitely worked his way back into position over that time. He's I've got a lot of respect for him.
Yeah, listen, I think that in the twilight of his career, he's looked better than he's ever looked before. He's on an all-time high with confidence. I think that his whole team know that he's up against it. And they're going to go there as the underdogs. They know that, but they're going to go there to win the fight. And I think that it's going to be a really intriguing one. Ryder can fight, man. He's a tough little so-and-so, and he's going to take it to Callum Smith, but it's going to be difficult to beat Smith in his own backyard, that's for sure.
I would have thought so. I mean, if I had to call that fight, Spencer, I would go late stoppage, Callum Smith, maybe between rounds 9 and 12. As you said, John is, very tough, but I do believe Callum Smith will get to me. I think he'll break him down over those rounds, and I think eventually we'll get the stoppage, but as you said, John Ryder, the Gorilla. He hasn't got that nickname for no reason. He's a very, very tough fighter.
See, my train of thought is that if John Ryder can get through those first 6 rounds, then I think he makes it difficult for Callum Smith. I think that Ryder's style might suit Smith because Smith likes people that stand in front of him. He throws those wicked left hooks to the body. And I think that might suit Callum. So I think if Callum wins it, he could win it, in the first half of the fight. But I think if John can get into that second half, then the fight becomes interesting, definitely.
Do you think Smith stands and trades with him, or do you think Smith fights on the back foot and picks him off?
I think he'll just stand and I think he'll just meet John Ryder head to head, and because that's what he does, Smith.
Nice.
He likes keeping the hands nice and tight, and he whips those hooks into the body. Tony and the team would have worked on that. They Tony's a great tactician. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. And they would know what Callum Smith's going to be bringing to the table. So it's going to be interesting, mate. It's going to be really good.
Cool. Also, another big fight Saturday night out in Las Vegas. We have Deontay Wilder versus Luis Ortiz 2. obviously, if Wilder comes through this, he's got Tyson waiting for him, isn't he, in February the 22nd?
Yeah.
Do you think Wilder will come through this, Spencer?
Yeah, I think it's a really dangerous fight. I think Luis Ortiz has been frozen out of the heavyweight division, if I'm honest. I think they've left him out of the picture and just sort of, because he's a danger man. We saw what he done to Wilder last time. He was a punch away from winning the fight.
Yeah,
he had Wilder over.
I mean, it was a crazy fight, that, wasn't it?
Crazy fight. Crazy fight.
If you want entertainment value, do you think we'll get the same again?
I just think that he may be aging slightly more Ortiz, and I think that Wilder's sort of like Wilder's on an all-time high at the moment. I fancy Wilder to win this fight inside 6 to 8 rounds. I really do. But you can't write Ortiz off. He's a danger man. He is dangerous. But I just think he might have slowed just that half a pace, and I think that'll be enough for Wilder to win by KO.
I mean, Luis Ortiz, 32 fights, only lost once before, and he's only ever lost to Deontay Wilder, which is, So he's obviously going to want to go in there and sort of turn that around. I mean, there's always some debate about Ortiz's age in there, Spence, as well. I mean, what do we know?
So I'll tell you what we know. So he says that he's 34 years of age.
He's not 34.
Come on, man. Come on, Jake.
He's got to be 54.
At least. He's not 34 anyway. I don't think he is. I think he looks old. If he is 34, then he should be in the prime of his career, shouldn't he? So why are we talking about him slowing down and being frozen out? You know, I think that... Come on, he can't be 34. He ain't 34. Come on, man. No. So anyway, yeah. So I think that he may be just on the decline a little bit, and that'll be enough for Wilder to put in an impressive performance. And I think Wilder does the job and does it in spectacular style, and that sets up that fight in February with our man Tyson.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to go the other way, Spencer. I'm going to go late stoppage once again. I think Ortiz is, very durable, as you say, sort of, getting on in age. But I think it will still give him a good test. As we saw, he caught him in the first fight, didn't we? Caught Wilder, caught him in the first fight. So I'm going to go late stoppage. I'm going to go between rounds 9 and 12 for Wilder. But as you say, it could be over pretty quick. I don't know.
Yeah, we just don't know. But Ortiz does look durable, to be fair. I mean, apart from the Wilder fight, I mean, Ortiz is a tough cookie, man. So that's a great fight. Great fight. I'm really looking forward to it.
And selfishly, I hope Wilder comes through because I really want to see Wilder Fury.
Everybody does.
In February. So very selfishly, I really hope that Wilder comes through that, and we get the Fury fight next year. That'd be a great start.
That's
to
the one
year,
everyone wants, isn't it? Come on, let's get it on.
That's it. Brilliant. I think that's everything, isn't it?
Yeah, another
Happy
great
days. Little short and sweet little ep.
Yeah.
That was episode 102.
Yeah. Cracking on.
Who we got next week?
Well, we've got a number of people lined up, if I'm honest. So I don't want to really say too much because I like it when I keep their appetites.
We talked about Kelly Sauerland, didn't we?
Yeah, that's who we got next, Kelly Sauerland.
Is that it? Yeah.
That's it.
All right, okay.
Kelly next.
Yes.
Adam Booth.
Adam Booth, that's it.
Every time I speak to Adam Booth, he's texting me again today. Oh, mate, I've lost my phone. When did we say we was coming on? I said, well, you did say he was coming on this week, but now I've put another geezer in. Yeah. Why do you keep fucking putting people in? I went, I can't get hold of you, mate.
Yeah.
So Adam Booth, if you're listening, I know you are, get yourself together, mate. Sort yourself out, and let's get it on you.
And listen, if you're listening and you've got any questions for Kelly Sauerland, which I'm sure you have, we'll put it on the Twitter as well. Put it on the Twitter.
Twitter.
We'll put it on the Twitter. We'll put it on the Twitter as well, at Pound Podcast and Instagram. You will remind you to get your questions in. But we'll do a little Twitter Q&A with Kelly.
Yeah.
He's a real character, isn't he?
He's a massive character. He's a great guy, man.
To get him on.
He's a great guy.
He's been around for a long time, hasn't he, Kelly?
He's been around a long time. Do you know that he actually used to live, when I was boxing, did I tell you this already, mate?
I think so, yeah.
When I was boxing, he lived in Arkley, in Barnet.
Right.
Well, I always thought he was German, and I met him. I did say this, haven't I? I've told you this story.
Yeah.
So I thought he was German, because he's based in Sauerlandsreuth in Germany.
Well, it's a German name, isn't it?
Yeah, and so I think his mum's English, his dad's German or something like that. His mum speaks like me and you, or the other way around, And I met up with him at the Cole Froch Kessler fight. That's
where you first met?
Yeah, when I first met.
Yeah.
I was like, Calla, how you doing? And he was like, hello, mate, how you doing? I was like, fucking blew me away because he's as cockney as me and you. Yeah, so he's a fascinating guy, and really looking forward.
Listen, my mum's French, but you wouldn't say that I was French, would you?
No, well, that's exactly it. Yeah.
So who's German in his family? We'll have to ask him.
I don't know.
Got to be dad, in it.
I think it was his dad.
Yeah, yeah.
It is his dad.
Hmm.
'Cause his mum's speaks like us.
Oh, yeah.
His dad's obviously German.
Wow.
Hmm.
Well, we'll get him on.
Guy.
But listen, if you've got any questions for him, give us a shout out at Pound Podcast, and we'll put your questions to him. Happy days.
Yeah, can't wait, man. So looking forward to that brilliant ep this week, and see you next week.
Yeah, Pound for Pound is a Boxing with the Stars limited production, sponsored by Premier Punt, created by Ross Siegel, produced by Spencer Oliver, Jake Wood, Ross Siegel, and Alex Siegel. Music by Keith Atack, graphics by Lolly Edwards. All the music on this podcast is written by Mr. Ricky Wilde. This podcast is edited by Zach Brown and hosted by Acast. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Pound Podcast. Another beautiful episode, Spencer. Always a pleasure, mate. I hope you don't get my my nasty cough. And listen, if anyone manages to film themselves shouting, "What's here? What's here?"
Or yeah, boy.
Bro, isn't it?
Oh yeah, bro. I'm all right, bro.
Yeah, bro. So either of those, if you get a reply in the same vein, we will send you a signed glove.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
that is quite a good prize because as you mentioned, you've got a lot of signed gloves.
A lot of decent gloves, man.
Happy days. Listen, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.